if ESG funds performed better, investors would choose those based on their performance, not because of their ESG compliance. Mr. Speaker, I support passage of 5339. This legislation will protect Americans' retirement savings from the left's woke agenda. On day one, the Biden administration pursued a radical agenda focused on so-called diversity and equity instead of truly helping everyday Americans. This agenda infiltrates every sector of our society under the Biden-Harris administration, including the way people invest their hard-earned money. For decades, federal law has required fiduciaries, or those we trust to invest on our behalf, to adhere to principles of prudence and loyalty to the investor's best interests. The prudence and loyalty of the fiduciary to the investor protects the American public. Now the Biden-Harris administration has decided these principles are no longer the primary concern. No, under Biden-Harris, your best interest is not the main priority. Investments must now meet certain radical environmental standards and support the left's equity agenda. This could mean investing in a solar energy company and overlooking an oil or a gas stock that might be a better financial investment. It might mean that the company overseeing your portfolio needs to adhere to DEI practices and hire people because they look a certain way, not because they are the most qualified. This is called ESG investing, and of course, this is wrong. The bill today includes one of my bills, the No Discrimination in My Benefits Act, which amends the law to say that any fiduciary must be selected without regard to race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. Adding this language will preserve the merit-based standard that Americans expect employers to use when hiring. Instead of addressing the state of the economy, which would be a much better way to ensure that individual retirement plans are doing well, Democrats double down on DEI and believe, or at least claim to believe, that a lack of diversity is why your pension or your 401k isn't getting the rate of return you expected. They, of course, don't want to blame the Biden-Harris economy. For example, Senate Democrats actually sent a letter to 25 companies requesting information about the gender and race, the DEI makeup of the asset managers of their pension plans. The letter voiced concern over the problem of white men dominating the industry and demanded answers from the companies on their plans to diversify their employees based on sex and race rather than their skills and expertise. The American people don't care about the diversity makeup of someone who is flying a plane or who is performing surgery on them, and they don't want it with respect to the management of their life savings. But the Democrat Party wants to force companies to make decisions in direct contradiction to the longstanding Civil Rights Act, which they claim to support. Using someone's race or sex to determine their eligibility for a position is wrong, and civil rights law agrees, even if the Democrat Party does not. Hardworking Americans want the most competent and knowledgeable person to manage their benefits. They want to know their assets are safe and they will have a good return on investment. The ESG investing agenda is in direct opposition to this, so I urge passage of H.R. 5339, and I yield back.